What is it about water cooling that you find rewarding?
So the most rewarding aspect of water cooling is definitely just making a build that I think looks like really, really, really nice. I'm not really a performance-driven person. Whether a PC can run a game at like 200 FPS or 180 FPS, to me, I don't really care about that too much. I suppose what makes me the most proud is being able to turn it on after it's built, look at it, see how nice it looks, and be like, yeah, I built that, I created that. You know, I had a hand in making something like this that someone else is now going to be able to enjoy. That's what keeps me interested. My name is Nick. I'm the liquid cooling specialist at Thermaltake Australia, and I'm responsible for building all the water-cooled PCs that leave this building. No, as a child I was never really into any sort of hands-on activity. I was forced to do like a woodworking class in school, which I absolutely hated because I had no idea what I was doing. And I'm pretty sure I only owned like one Lego kit. I don't know, so I think I first got interested in PCs when I went to a swap meet way back. I don't even remember how old I was at that point. I got interested in the stuff there, even though I had absolutely no idea what any of it was at that point. But that was probably what sparked the initial interest. And then from there it kind of grew and grew. The thing that makes me keep building them is I enjoy doing them, and I don't really see myself doing anything else in the future. So water cooling, as its name suggests, is essentially cooling your computer components with water instead of just air. So when building a water-cooled system, there's a lot of variables that you have to look out for, some big, some small. An example of one of the really big ones is the thickness of the radiators that you choose to use. When picking the case that you want to use for your water-cooled build, you have to take into consideration how many radiators you can fit in there and where you can mount them. And then you also have to think about how you're going to run the tubing in there. So all of these small issues are things that people building their own water-cooled system at home would have to deal with. But over here at Thermaltake, we've done all the wiring for you, we've done all the troubleshooting and all the research, and we made sure that everything fits together like a glove. The process of building a water-cooled computer isn't actually all that different from building any other PC, really. You still need to install your motherboard, still need to install your CPU, still need to install your fans, but at some point you then need to think about installing your radiators, and you also need to remove the cooler that originally came with your graphics card and install a water block on it instead. Different graphics cards have different layouts, and your block has to be machined to fit those cards. After that, you got to think about how you want your tubing to run and what bends you might be looking at having to do. The hardest part, I think, is definitely doing the tubing, trying to bend it and make it look perfect. We use rigid tubing, and the reason that we use that is because it looks better and it allows me to kind of add my own flair and customization to a build. So the way I choose tubing runs is I try to make the runs as short as possible and have them look as neat as possible. I feel like the best loops out there are the ones with the cleanest look. After the build is actually built, we then take it over for testing. It'll go through multiple stress tests and leak tests, make sure nothing leaks, make sure everything runs properly. After that, it gets packed, ready for shipment, and then it's sent out. The difference when buying a system from us as opposed to other people is definitely the overall experience. The hardware that we're using in these systems isn't from a set list, and we're not being forced to use it. It's stuff that I generally think is really good from aesthetics, price and performance, and it's stuff that I've used before in the past and I'm comfortable with how reliable it is. I think good-looking PCs are good-looking because of the attention to detail. It's those little things that people might not notice, like proper cable management, hiding cables that people don't want to see. Make sure everything's zip tied down properly. Make sure that your bends don't have kinks, that they all look nice and uniform. The bend radiuses are the same. Those little things go a long, long way. I want them to be as good as they can possibly be. Finally, the best part of the whole experience is that these systems are built and serviced right here in Melbourne. So on the off chance that one of the systems does present a fault, you can just ship it back to us, we'll fix it, and send it back to you with the lowest turnaround time possible. I'm Nick, and I build water-cooled PCs. This is Thermaltake LCGS.